Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a few random things on this guy again. Not sure where I'm at in this video, but we're going to interrupt it to replace the clutch master cylinder, slave cylinder, and line. We've got the it says hyper shift, but there's the hybrid racing EM1 clutch master cylinder that we're gonna swap out for the hunk of junk that is way back there that you can't see and you can't really get to very well. So I'm gonna have to pull the battery, pull the intake, so I have access to all the lines and everything, and then I'll try and get under the dash and show you how to get it out from the inside, because it's not necessarily hard, it's just more of a pain because there's not a lot of space to do it. But we're gonna start getting the old stuff pulled out, and then I'll bring you back in when I get this stuff put in. It's not the easiest to see here, but there's a 12mm bolt right there, and there's another one up on that side right there. You can kind of see it. And you also have to take the clutch adjustment rod off as well. So we're going to get that all taken out. We'll get it pulled out of the car, and then I'll show you on the engine side how we swap everything over. Well, that is no fun getting that out of there, but it's out. I ended up just cutting the original hard line since we're replacing with this stainless line here. But now, actually look at the instructions, you can see most of the stuff, like this here, I need to replace this with this one, or technically I need to replace this with this one, and then it's literally just the snap ring and the retainer stays with the EM1, and then everything else goes back to the OEM. So we'll get that swapped over. We'll get this back in, and then we'll get it all bled, and hopefully actually have a clutch that disengages or have a clutch pedal that disengages the clutch properly. Because right now it feels like the clutch is always kind of slightly engaged, and it's not letting the motor rev as freely as it should. So I'm gonna get to putting this in, and I'll bring you back with the results. New clutch master is all in. My dumbass, not thinking about it, just bought a K-series kit, not really paying attention. So it's got the K-series master in there. I don't know if you can see, but it's way back there. You can kind of see it a little bit. Then we got the stainless line, runs here down to here. Normally this would go directly to the slave cylinder, but this slave cylinder on the R18, what did I do with it? Oh, is different than the K-series slave cylinder. So this one mounts this way. If you do that, this bottom part here hits the block on the R18. So should have paid attention to what I was ordering, but it's fine. I'm not worried about the slave cylinder. It's the master cylinder that was really the issue, and now I can actually adjust it. You can see how gunked up and nasty the old rod was there. And this thing is just blech. So now we gotta bleed it, get all the rest of the stuff together, and then we'll come back and actually, yes, give a somewhat half-assed review, since I bought it for a K-series and not a R18. So I've got about 2 to 2.5 feet of extra line in the system that doesn't need to be there, but my fault for not paying attention to what I was ordering. Hopefully it still works. Oh man, well, that was a fight. Adjusting the clutch is a pain in the ass, first of all. Bleeding the clutch is also another pain in the ass, but I've got it bled, I've got it somewhat adjusted, but it's also now 9 o'clock at night, and I have work at 7 o'clock in the morning, which I have to get up for at 5:20. So this is the best it's going to get for now. It feels okay, but it definitely needs some more bleeding, some more adjusting to get it perfect. But for now, it is good enough to drive. Whew. First things first, if you're gonna do this, make sure you get the kit for the right motor. I use so much extra brake fluid because I have the stainless line plus the rubber line plus the other hard line instead of just the braided line or stainless steel braided line from the master to the slave. So I have 3 lines instead of 1. Requires a lot more fluid, requires a lot more bleeding, requires a lot more adjustment. So is it going to work for now? Absolutely. These just showed up. These are the hybrid racing, or not hybrid racing, but they come from, I bought them from Hard Motion, but these are the WeatherTech rain guards, shade visors, whatever you want to call them. Honestly, not a huge fan of them on these, but I like being able to leave my windows cracked since this is my daily, so that it's not hot as hell in the car when I get into it after work or whatever. So we're gonna put these on. We're gonna show you on the passenger side here. So it comes with a little alcohol wipe, basically just to clean up the area. You're gonna be using the 3M tape to stick to. Just get one big sheet. So right along the edge of the window here, all the way to the back. I'm going to do the other side real quick while I got the wipe out. Why not? We'll give it another wipe down over here. Just to make sure we got everything off. Coming off clean, so good. And then you got some 3M tape all the way around the edge here. Pull. I got both of these done, both started here, I should say. You can stick the front. Then we can lay the rear. Now, just pull the 3M tape out. Down. Better if I had like a roller to kind of flatten this out completely with, but I don't, so there's the front one on. We got this one started here. Get it lined up.
Come back.
Got it lined up. Get the corner started. Peel the 3M tape out of the way. Hopefully not. More failure of 3M tape pulling, and now I've got a red spot permanently stuck in motor go. If you don't fail at pulling 3M tape, get it on there nicely. Passenger side is on. So it's definitely noticeable if you're not used to it, but that's how it looks with it on there. And then here it is without it. So definitely a noticeable difference, but for what I'm using it for, and the whole reason I put it on the car, hopefully it should be effective. So I'm gonna get the driver's side done, and then I'll bring you back in for a full look. Got both sides on. Not a huge fan of how they look, but they go drive it. Actually reduces the wind noise inside the vehicle with all the windows down pretty significantly, and it should stop any rain from getting in as well. So I'm sure I'm probably get used to it as far as the looks go, but as of right now I'm not a huge fan. Now we got the clutch master in and the window visors on. We're going to put the stock sway bar from the busted SSI onto the R18. Alright, maybe a little hard to see, it's kind of cramped in here, but it actually does have a sway bar on it from factory. I've just never noticed it before because it's minuscule. So you can see how small this is compared to how thick that is. Unfortunately, the brackets, these are the SI brackets here, they don't fit. You can see they are substantially larger than the R18 base model brackets. So I actually need to get this whole bracket here, the one that the sway bar mounts to. I need to get one from the SI. I just let's see. You can kind of see it right there. Yeah, those two bolts right up here. You can see they bolt in there. They got, actually probably would have been easier to see on this side anyways. Yeah, there you go. So those two bolts there. It's a bracket that holds the sway bar on. So I need to get SI brackets here so I can mount up the SI sway bar properly. Give me a little more front end bite instead of rear end looseness, because this is no bueno. Hopefully a couple days I'll have these brackets and we'll get the sway bar swapped out. Alright, well, I just recorded a whole clip that didn't get recorded, so I bought new seats for the new R18. It's going to be the track car and get K-swapped. I don't like them as far as actually bucket seats, so we're swapping out these for those. These are easy to get out. 2 bolts in the front, 2 bolts in the rear, and a bolt for the seat belt that goes here on the side. 2 doors, the seat belt goes over here to the kick panel plastics, whatever. But on the 4 doors, you have to take it out of the seat. And then obviously you got your wiring underneath that needs to be disconnected. So I'm gonna get these out of here, and then I'll get the Status Racing seats in, which I'll show you when I put them in here. It's been about 2 days since put these seats in. Just kind of want to make sure I was going to keep them before, you know, bothered doing the rest of the clip on it. They are actually very comfortable, especially compared to the base model seats, and they do obviously hold you in a lot better. They do sit a little bit higher. That's just because of the seat brackets I have. I have the planted seat brackets with the sliders and then the seat on top of it. So it sits about 1 inch higher than the factory seat. That's just because of the sliders. I could probably move the sliders forward a little bit more to be able to get more adjustment forward. This is as far as forward as it goes right now, which for me is perfect because it's exactly where I would have put it anyways. But when I start teaching the oldest to drive, I'm going to have issues because he's shorter than me, and I can't move this any further forward unless I take it out, readjust stuff, or take it out and put the stock seat back in. So we'll see what happens there, but it's gonna be a little while before I start teaching him how to drive anyways, so not a big deal. But yeah, overall, really like these seats. Now we're just waiting on the rear sway bar to come in, which I had footage of, well, some footage of, but that got corrupted when I was working on that thing, and that video got corrupted. I also replaced the control arms, ball joints, and sway bar end links on the front here. I've got inner and outer tire rods to replace as well, and also an extra set of sway bar end links in here. But the end links, or the tire rods, I should say, aren't going to be replaced until the power steering rack is replaced. When I do that, I'm going to do the pump lines and all the other stuff, because it is leaking like crazy right now. So as you can see, I'm a little sweaty, but it is toasty out here. Once the sway bar shows up for the rear, we'll get that put in, and then we'll see if there's anything else we're going to do this video. I don't know yet.
It finally showed up. As you can tell, voice is a little gone right now, but we're going to get this Megan Racing rear sway bar installed. And honestly, that'll be the end of this video after we do. Really been waiting on this for a while. This is not very big, as you can tell, but it is still about 3 times the size of the factory one. I'm going to get this put in. If I had known that, well, if I had paid attention, really, not so much known, that the one I had sitting up there was the front one. Then this one came with both different bushings for either the SI or base model size. I wouldn't have had to get the new brackets and everything that I have up here somewhere for the rear, but is what it is. About damn time. The sway bar is finally in. Talk about a pain in the ass. On top of having to get the new body side brackets for the SI, what I thought was the old bushing brackets were for the front, not the rear, so I had to get new ones of those. Got the bar itself installed, went to put on the end links, and I got 2 of the driver's side, so I had to go return one of those, get the passenger side. So I would say, out of all the things I've done to all of the cars around here, between that one and the FRS and this one, was it the hardest? No. It was definitely the biggest pain in the ass, just because of getting parts and whatnot. But it's done, which means I can finally get this video out to you guys. It's probably been 3 or 4 months in the making now, because I've been waiting on parts for this stupid sway bar, and then the sway bar being on back order for, it's like 6 or 8 weeks before it finally showed up after I ordered it. So hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.